Yeah. Fnony. I gotta dig a shit.
Yeah.
Guys, is there a McDonald's nearby? I gotta dig a shit.
We're going in a McDonald's for.
My stomach's messed up. There's like a bush somewhere. I gotta dig a shit in the bushes. There's nothing in here. I'm probably gonna
Can you drive a
take
little
a
bit
shit in
faster?
my
You're driving
pants.
slower than Christmas. It is.
You can turn on the radio, please. Now I gotta keep my mind off of the shit that's in my fucking stomach.
What the fuck is that?
We just ran over a doofus on the side of the road.
What? Oh, hold on. Yeah. Hello?
Yo,
Hello?
guys, I was looking through your camera feed and I saw what the
Shit.
fuck you guys hit. You gotta get back to the base.
You
What the
motherfucker, I
fuck
told you to
was
turn off the
that?
dash cam.
We just flopped some guy. It looked like he was retarded.
Whatever, just get back to the fucking base already. We gotta figure out what to do about this. That looked like a freaking whack-ass homeless guy, fucking zombie-looking creature.
Hey, he was a homeless guy. He deserved it.
Is there a toilet there?
Yeah, he probably had
Yeah,
fentanyl.
there's a toilet there, Grits. Just get the fuck here, alright? That's a serious fucking issue.
I gotta dig shit. That's a serious issue.
Just alright, whatever. You guys hear yet?
Yeah.
So
The fuck we doing in Crimea? How the hell did we get here?
I shoot out green. Is that good?
Damn.
Yeah, I don't know what the fuck that was. It looked like a hobo, but a zombie.
Deserve all the shit,
It
they're
looked like my Uncle
motherfuckers.
Jimmy when he drank too much.
That's sad, Grits. I'll say a prayer.
Grits, your
for
helmet looks like a
It's really
nipple.
funny because he did the same thing.
him. What do you mean?
The last time I saw him, he was on asphalt.
Oh,
What's this
That's
shit
sad.
on my
I got
arms,
cracks
man?
them open here.
Tired.
honestly, I just decided to tag along with you guys. Be some recon.
Is that how you say it?
Help keep up your morale and such. They told me to stick around.
Hallelujah. Is that how you
What does
say
that
it?
even mean?
Can you guys shut up? We're trying to have an important conversation here.
Okay.
Yeah. Honestly, they told me to just tag along. That, frankly, I've enjoyed talking to you guys. You guys are great conversation. Yep.
Thanks, 2014. My life ain't going nowhere.
That's sad, buddy.
I need to drink some more.
Huh? Fucking degenerates. Excuse my language, but for God's sake. Really, in this case.
I went over there with a Molotov. I threw it at one.
Honestly, those people are just perverted. You think half of them are pedophiles? Probably more than that, right?
I think all of them are
100%.
African.
The fuck, Grits?
What?
What?
I will not tolerate racism in these.
What?
What was that about, Grits? You been drinking Bud Light or something?
Yeah, it's fucked up.
I don't think I'm racist, dude. Every time when I take a shit, I shit out brown. Am I black?
I don't think his helmet's
Please
shaped like a
stop.
nipple. I think that's just his head.
Yeah, it really looks like it, I'm gonna be honest. At this rate, how things are going, Grix, I think you need a whole brain transplant.
Like
I
Johnny
need an ass
Cash.
transplant.
That one song.
Your entire brain
Yeah,
is just
Chicken and
a
Black.
I don't
hellhole.
think I need a brain transplant. I need an ass transplant.
I think you may need both. You,
They've been putting their cars inside those
Oh, no,
people's garages.
Grits, we're trying to have some form of conversation that's important.
I know, that's what I'm talking about.
Okay.
You know what I mean.
I think the
Yeah,
thing about
yeah.
furries is they're just a cluster fucking nerd communities, right?
They're just nerds.
Exactly. It's just people go down a train of general degeneracy where they just keep going and going and going and going based on this one concept of trying to find themselves. And they never do. Because the truth is that you're just trying to fill a hole that'll never be filled. I mean, you know, I'm a pastor here, so of course, you know, that hole can be filled with Christ, but in these people cases, they have nothing to fill themselves. So everything society tells them to chase after, they just keep going after it. It's with everything nowadays. Just general degeneracy. Trans shit.
Yeah.
This new gay shit. All this
Yeah.
wacky stuff going on.
Just
why do
fills
you-
up the toilet bowl.
I can tell you
I
where
guess
it came
so,
from.
in this case. Pretty good metaphor, Grats.
I know exactly where other shit came
I did something smart.
So, in the 90s, right? Late 80s, all throughout the 90s, there was a scare of kidnappings, right?
Yep.
So, the parents would keep their kids inside and wouldn't let them really go out.
Makes sense.
So, staying inside, I mean, you see what happened during, but the actual thing is isolation typically causes degeneracy. All the
Not
time.
just isolation, but enabling. These parents
Yeah.
go along with anything their kids do. They don't discipline them anymore. So that just causes a spiral where the moment
Now they're
any
saying
form
spanking
of
is abuse.
problems reach them, any
Young,
form of
young.
issue. Yep.
Would you be the man you are today if you weren't spanked?
Not quite. If I didn't go through half the stuff I went through as a kid,
Chris,
I'd
what
be
about you?
actually. Sorry, Gratz. I just want to finish a sentence. There's this kid in high school back in freshman year who was quite a strange fella. But the more I look back, I realize I would have wound up just like him if I didn't go through some of the stuff I went through. I'd be some sort of pampered gay bastard.
Yeah.
But I'm
My
glad.
mama dropped
some of the
me
things
as a
I went
kid.
I know, Grits.
I honestly think he was dropped on the head as a baby too many times.
See, there's songs going around that say, "Mamas, don't let your cowboys grow up to be babies." Pretty much saying, don't let your kids be influenced by leftists into engaging with their retarded politics.
The thing is, rap, these people don't discipline themselves. So they just chase after anything that makes them feel good to escape reality, which is inherently painful. They don't look for anything that actually will help fulfill them. That's why drugs and alcohol and all these horrible things, not even just that, are starting to fill up our spaces. Because people are trying to escape reality through sexual intercourse, through bullshit that will never fulfill them. And it's all just to fulfill these stupid desires of pain. Everyone's going to feel pain in life. But unless you realize, oh crap, I can move past it and actually do something for society, I'll improve. I'll never improve if I don't. Because the thing is, right, when you're constantly self-serving, this actually is important because all this new stuff centers from narcissism. These people claim to want communism, but they never want to give anything up. Think
They don't know
about
what communism is.
They think it's all, oh, I'll get something. It's free health care. It's looking out for the people around you. No, it isn't. It's called you want things. You don't want to give up anything. That's what you have to do in a communist regime. You have to work. Under communism, the actual definition, you have to work. Half these people, they don't have a job. More than half. 99 I'd say the only ones that work are working dead-end jobs or working for HR.
And you know, they say socialism, that's completely different. They say socialism is a completely separate thing. It
isn't. It's just a lesser form. It's just a slightly lesser form, if anything.
Either way, no freedom.
No freedom, exactly. All you people think, oh, you want freedom from the system. But when they have a frickin' pride flag over the White House, you know you're not oppressed. You can't be oppressed in that fashion because you literally have gotten the government on your side.
If anybody's oppressed, it's the average Joe.
Average Joe, Christians, especially me, they can say, oh, I'm some privileged Christian white male, but look at what's happening now. Advocating against me, calling me the devil constantly. But look at what it all is. Pride. It's all pride. It's all fascist too. You know something? The Nazis were socialists. It's just an authoritarian leftist regime. That's all it was. It's just, they had some conservative values. That's all they had.
They were sausages.
What?
Yeah. I thought they were sausages and beer.
I mean, you're not wrong, but...
I need beer.
I get it. You're talking about the Germans. That's funny.
Y'all got any beer?
No. It's
I have some communion wine back in my bunk, but I don't really have anything.
I'm gonna eat some grass.
Okay, Grats. Just like your name, Grats.
Anyway, what were we talking about?
Is your poo going okay, Grats? You okay over there?
No, I shit some out, dude. I think it was a piece of my head. But it's okay though. My head's huge.
I'm just gonna ignore that because everything that's coming out of this feller's mouth doesn't make much sense anymore. But honestly, this general degeneracy, the main gist of this is that it all stems from narcissism. All this crap is just people looking for validation in their poor actions rather than being told, hey, what you're doing isn't the best thing for you, so how about I help you do something that's better? So the importance is that people have conflated love with just accepting everything everyone does. Think of it this way, right? If your kid put their hand on the stove, right? Would you tell them to get it off and smack their hand away? Yeah, no shit. But what this whole thing is pretty much, if your kid puts their hand on the stove, you're gonna say, "Wow, good job, buddy! You're killing yourself. I'm so proud of you. Good job. You're mutilating your hand." That's what these parents are doing. They're going along with everything these kids are saying, and the moment that adversity or problems hit them, they're never going to be able to improve themselves or actually do anything useful because they're going to keep floundering around because they don't know what to do. They were constantly coddled, constantly given things, never had to work a day. But now the moment they realize, oh shit, I have to do something for a living, they can't. They mentally can't handle it. So what they do, they go back to their false reality. Not even anything that helps support them. Nothing that actually tells them, hey, go out and help other people around you. People can say, oh, Christianity tells you to live in a false reality, but at the same time, at least Christianity is telling you, hey, help those around you. Do the right thing. Self-discipline. Help those around you. Final notion. And just know that you're saved. Even though you made a mistake, you can rectify it. You can turn from it. These people want to live in their sin. That's what it is. Yep. These people just are told, live in crap. They're told, hey, you're doing great. Doing
self-discipline
awesome.
I do is I bang my child's head against a stove if he touches my shit.
That's a little too far.
That's a little
I
rough.
think it's discipline.
There's a level of discipline, and then there's a point of actual abuse, like throwing
Yeah.
your kid against a stove to the
I threw
point
my
where
kid
they're
down the
bleeding.
stairs.
Like, there's a level of, hey, you hit your kid because they acted up. Like, oh, you freaking give them a quick spanking or you give them a quick talking to or something. There's a
I threw
level
a
of
spoon at
discipline.
him.
Okay, now you're just throwing things in anger. That's just a bad idea. You're showing the
I
extreme
think I was
side
a
of what
little
I'm
woozy at
explaining.
the time, but now he's retarded like me, so I think that's normal.
That's quite sad. Wouldn't you want your kid to be better than you? Because
I
the
think
whole
he is
point.
better than me. I'm the best person in the world. I got a big head and I got
That's quite
good
prideful,
ideas.
my friend. Now that's one of the most prideful things I've heard. And that's what most of this degeneracy comes from. People thinking they're bigger than the world, making themselves their own gods. And guess what? It never works out in the end. It just leaves them unfulfilled.
I think I'm just the best person at getting drunk.
I guess
That
you're
makes
best at doing stupid things to kill yourself. I'll tell you that. You're a freaking soldier. How the hell did you get in?
I
Did they
have no
freaking when they were
idea.
grading the admissions test? Did they just freaking
I don't know.
accidentally did the person go get called for a coffee break and just turn an X into a check by
I don't
accident?
know.
Did you just all of a sudden luckily get in here? What? How is this guy a soldier?
Uh,
I mean,
said
you are a
I was
pretty
good for
sharp
the
shot.
job.
I'll tell
I
you that.
started sweating my hands everywhere.
I'll say you're a pretty sharp shot, so I'll give you that. But you definitely have some pretty bad issues going on there, Grats. But
Yeah.
for the most part, is these people are just keep chasing after things that never fill them, chasing after communities which are telling them you're doing great, but they're literally screwing animals. They say, "Oh, we're not screwing animals," but most of this is sexual. They try to keep it all clean, but no. My main thing about these furries is, right, would you classify Sonic the Hedgehog as a furry? No. They say, oh, we just like anthropomorphic animals. Sonic's an anthropomorphic animal, but no one would call him a furry. Furries
Some
have a
people
clear
would.
distinction.
Holy shit,
No,
some
there's a
people
clear
would.
distinction between it. A furry is more or less just an animal on its hind legs, still looking like an animal for the most part. There's no humanistic aspects. It's pretty much a naked animal. That's all it is.
I
What?
think they're
Yeah.
target practice.
I wouldn't say that. I mean, depends. Is it shooting at you? Is it fighting for the other side? I
You
mean,
know, I was hunting one day and I shot an animal and he had rainbow colors, so I think I might have accidentally shot someone.
you know what? You were hunting. You have an excuse. The man looks like an
Yeah.
animal. I'd call it discrimination. I'd say it's a discrimination not to be
He
furry if
looked
you're
weird.
going hunting.
I mean, if they're in active hunting zones, they should be wearing bright orange.
Exactly. But my thing is, right, these people are constantly looking for something to fulfill themselves. And it leads to a point of absolute sadness. These people are usually abused, like, severely. And there's a level of discipline, then there's a level of abuse, like I said. There's a level of, oh, you hit your kid if they're bad. And then there's a level of waterboarding a child and choking them out. That's fucked up. Now that's abuse. And these people experience it. Sexual abuse, physical abuse, mental abuse, to a point where they're looking for something to fulfill them. And they aren't taught well. And these people say, oh, their parents were religious. Just because you're religious doesn't make you a Christian. It just means, oh, you believe in something.
Mm-hmm.
Christianity is about actually properly explaining things. Being a proper Christian means you can explain your faith. That's the main thing on why I'm a Christian. I did my research. I actually looked into it. And the more I saw, the more I realized this is better off for me. God's given me plenty of blessings. Frankly, it's just a blessing getting to sit here and talk with you guys about this stuff. And realize that we are in situations like this, where we've suffered like some of these people have. And looking back, there's probably more to their situation than meets the eye. So we should help them through it before these freaking crazy people do, so that we can help them get on the that's track and get their lives back in order. We don't do that. We don't help the people around us. So we fail as Christians to do the right thing. That's why people turn away from the faith. Not because, they think God hates them. It's because there's usually a bad Christian in the world that teaches them the wrong way. Which is stupid. We can't allow for that. You can claim to be a Christian, just like you can claim to be anything. A man can claim to be a woman, and then break into a women's restroom and hurt them. While saying, oh, we just want to shit. No, you want to get in there and hurt a woman. That's simple. You don't want to just shit. It's horrifying, right? That's another aspect of degeneracy. Mental
If you just accidentally walk into one, 'cause I did that many times.
As long as you walk out before hurting anybody, I'd say you're fine.
Is it okay if you puke on the floor and then leave?
If you have to puke, then you have an excuse.
What about
Listen, there's a level of intentionally doing something in a harmful way.
And smoking weed.
Other things, but the main thing is mental illness, right? Untreated mental illness.
Yeah, that.
And want to know what's funny? A lot of these people get therapy. A lot of them are actually given therapy. But current therapy systems in our country are failing these people. They aren't doing the right thing. I just saw their dad was online, and I was trying to explain the APA is not doing their jobs right. People are like, oh, you're talking out your ass. And this was in a relatively conservative circle where they said that. And I'm like, look around you, man. Most of these people are getting therapy, and it's not working. There's got to be more than just, oh, therapy is what you want out of it. No, these people aren't doing their jobs right. They're enabling this rather than treating it. Or they're treating it as a physical illness, not a mental one. And it's not a good idea because these people wind up hurting themselves even further. You're not helping them. You're just giving them more things to regret about. I realize that when these people hit a certain age, probably about 10, maybe 5 or 10 years from now, they'll realize, holy shit, what did I do? Maybe I had some fun, but the truth is I'm not fulfilled. None of this did anything but cause me to be unhireable, undesirable, and hate myself. Hate what I indulged in. Look how disgusting that is. Look what I was doing. I was being a goober. Right? A lot of people want to say, oh, you gotta have your fun. I'm not saying you can't have your fun, but you also gotta do responsible things while having your fun. That's the thing. People want to sleep around, say, oh, have your fun, have your fun, have your fun. But you can have fun while being responsible. There's plenty of responsible ways to have fun without drinking, fucking, excuse my language, but fornicating and screwing around and being idiots. There's so much more you can do to have fun. So many more fulfilling things you can go after than that. But it's sad to see. It's sad to see these people throwing their lives down the drain because they don't realize that what they're doing is hurting themselves because they surround themselves with people who will tell them they're fine when they aren't. It's a tragic case. It's all just a tragedy. It's all it ever will be.
I gotta take a shit.
You're on a toilet scratch just to do it.
I can't do it.
What? Spring. Where the fuck did he go?
Nothing comes out.
Oh, he's just been mute this entire fucking time. He ain't getting talking shit.
He was hearing us out. Don't worry about it.
I just opened up Facebook. I saw a fucking.
Taking a nap.
I just saw But it's a 1989 Ford F-150 regular cab for $1,750.
Listen, you found a cool truck. Let him talk about the truck. It's cool.
It's $1,750. That's not bad for a truck. And it's in Western North Carolina. So that's surprising. That's the bottom of it. It's not rusted out.
Well, at least you have a freaking Ford. I'm driving. At least you have that truck. I'm driving a Ford Explorer.
I don't even got it. It's on the marketplace.
I have a Ford Explorer and a fucking.
Alright, guys, back to the topic at hand.
Yeah, back to that.
Other than the fact of furries being disgusting animal screws.
Yeah, they drive Fiats.
Yeah,
I work in the morning. I gotta
it
go.
goes in a great example of how all this ties together is Rain Furrys 2015. Spring was sending me something about this earlier, and I was looking into it a little bit, and it pretty much shows that these people not only just are insidious, wearing disgusting animal costumes like that, they're also committing crimes at these hotels. There's so much poor management of this. These people are more than just, oh, we have a hobby. It's not a hobby anymore. It's part of who you are. And sadly, if that's part of who you are, and that's all you are, that's a sad existence. There's so much wrong with that. Because you're not contributing anything but self-serving. These people literally trash this hotel. Just for the sake of a couple quick goofs. Quick gags. Quick horrific things just for fun. And there's no point in that. You could have had your fun and just spoke with people and did your weird crap. But no, you had to bring crime and misdemeanors and destruction with you. And it's just, that's a perfect example of people not doing the right thing. Meanwhile, they're trying to cover it up. And people saying, oh, I can't do something weird in public, and therefore I'm oppressed. We're not oppressing you. You're still human. You can still do things. You can still do plenty. You can do anything a normal human can. It's just keep your weird shit to yourself. Yeah. Hold on. So they have blood splatter down their arm, their legs. That's strange. Really strange. But I think we're gonna have to take a quick break in a minute. So we're gonna stop the recording for a little bit if you guys don't mind.
There it is.
Alright, I guess Gratz finally took his poo. Alright, we'll be back in a little bit. See y'all.
Burger, cheeseburger, 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 cheese.
Sorry, I went and pressed the radio button. I want to listen to some tunes.
Yeah, I'm Furm. I'm kind of a dumbass.
Oh, just like me. Are you my cousin?
You maybe.
Are we in Chernobyl? Hello?
Yo, guys, there's like something big coming up. You might want to check it out. It's like a big Florida shit.
Simpsons on the head. Oh, these people are. They look like my Uncle Joey. I think they're my cousin because I
just get those guys.
Ugh.
Alright, you're good.
We just ran over a bunch of them. They're on the behind. Were you in Tokyo Drift? What are we doing? You're not driving so good.
Alright, you guys should probably head on back. You guys are driving like a bunch of goobers. Hurry on. Before you crash the truck, Spring, hurry up!
My gosh!
What are you doing?
Why are you driving like this? What are you doing?
What, are you on drugs? Bro!
Stand the good.
What did you take before you left base camp? Oh my god.
I'm staying in the car, dude. My leg's broken.
Alright guys, we're back.
Well, thanks, Brain. Turn me into Ricky Joe Swats and I'm crippled.
Let's see.
No, I think he's cleaning his bed because I took a shit in his sheets.
The hell is that on his backpack? That's
I think he's
Yeah, I
little
just-
bit into Hiroshima.
I just noticed that. Is that? Yeah, I guess he was around Chernobyl a little too much. This weird guy. All right.
No, I think he was in Hiroshima and Nagasaki at one point. He started wearing that.
Let's stop staring at him and talking about it. It's a little too strange. I don't
Yeah,
want to.
talk about
think
his
about that.
bed sheets because I might have accidentally took a shit in his bed sheets.
No, I'll be honest. That stuff's just generally degenerative. It's sad.
What? Me taking a shit in his bed sheets?
That too, but mostly his backpack. It ties into everything we're talking about.
Listen,
People
I thought it was a toilet,
themselves.
so I took a shit in his bed sheets. He's gonna have to clean that soon. Oh boy.
Oh god, you're so proud of that. Why are you so proud of that, dude? What the
I'm
hell?
really not that proud. I'm stupid. I'm retarded, dude. Look at these fucking flies, dude.
Well,
I
any
swear,
other-
Chernobyl's making my eyes a little woozy. These freaking flies flying around.
oh crap. Alright.
HIV.
Ugh. Thank God I put on some bug spray earlier.
Yeah, this place sucks. I'm tired. I don't
It
like
does
Chernobyl.
suck. I hate this place. But
Are you sure the civilians are alive, or they're probably freaking dead by now? We're in Chernobyl. Shit just exploded. I say, citizens are fucking dead.
alright, but guys, getting back to you crapping in his bed, I'm just gonna tie that into some. First of all, a lot of people, maybe not you, you're not proud of it. You know, you're just stupid. A lot of people, they would be proud of it. They're proud of their shameful actions. It's genuinely just sad to see that people just do horrible things and they expect to be full of themselves. They love themselves to such an extreme extent where they think they can do nothing wrong. And they think they're not proud. They think they're not vulnerable to their own pridefulness or anything. And it's sad. It's one of the major things that we carry on to. Our prideful nature. And it's sad to see. And a lot of us just try to claim that, oh, I'm not full of myself. Oh, I'm fine. But oftentimes we realize, oh, crap. We are full of ourselves. We'll keep pushing people down just to fuel our own egos. That's what happens. People fuel their own egos rather than recognizing other people around them. And on top of that, they won't even realize their own self-destruction. The world just keeps feeding us things to feed our pride, feed our anger, our lust towards our own selves. It's disgusting. It's a mean sin that leads to all sin. It's a mean, degenerative aspects of our lives. Because if you constantly focus on yourself, you can never become bigger. You're constantly going to believe, oh, I'm entitled to everything around me. You can't contribute anything to society if you're just constantly full of yourself. Just impossible.
I'm focusing on my stomach because I think I have cancer.
Are you okay, Gratz?
Not really, dude. I'm sitting on the same chair 24/7 on all these recordings.
Yeah, you are kind of sitting on a toilet the whole time. But,
I'm starting to see some weird colors.
what colors, man?
Green, purple, red, yellow, blue, pink, magenta, scarlet. I don't know.
The hell is
I don't
scarlet?
even
I've
know.
never heard of the. I mean, I've heard of the color, but I don't even know what it is.
I don't even know. I just see bananas.
Alright, that's just sad. The truth is, the world keeps feeding us things to feed this pride, this destruction of ourselves. It's sad. We keep giving in to things of the world that we don't even want. Things that'll just continually destroy us, continually bring us down, hurt ourselves, kill ourselves. And the world
That'll
just...
make me even more dumber.
That's the sad thing about Satan. He just
Yeah,
keeps trying to get us over to fulfill ourselves. Not even the devils are from, it's ourselves. Our constant pride. Sad. And God hates it. I'll tell you that. Tells us pretty much our own pride makes us our own gods.
You know, you're pretty much
Yeah.
right. People just get a bunch of hate and they get suicidal thoughts. Like, for example, my Uncle Jimmy, he had a lot of anger and stupidity in his mind. He just stabbed himself with a stick.
That's really sad. Grats, you just keep telling us sad crap. Makes it pretty good.
Oh, man, I'm telling the truth, man. It's true.
I didn't say it wasn't true. I'm just saying it's all quite sad. But I guess it makes sense.
He wasn't living the best life anywhere. I mean, he's in heaven now. I'm pretty sure he's eating some ice cream over there.
We can only hope that.
Great, now I want to die.
No, Grats, no.
Is there ice cream up in heaven? I don't even know.
Heaven's a complicated subject. We'll talk about that some other time, my friend.
Okay.
Right now, we're just trying to talk about the things that keep us from God and keep us from getting there. Heaven's pretty cool, though. Heaven's just a little complicated in how cool it is. That's all. That's a very interesting question. To say there's ice cream or not there is kind of a superficial question. Because there's going to be a lot better things than ice cream up there, I'll tell you that. But,
like peace?
Peace, the general concept of it at least.
Do I get smarter when I go up there?
That's a possibility. But the main thing about heaven is absolute fulfillment. That's what it is. Fulfillment. Because we constantly have... You notice in life that you constantly have this little hole that you're trying to fill with stupid things in your heart. Trying to fill it with alcohol, lust, what you claim to want. And that's a God-sized hole. It'll never be filled without him. So if you don't got God in your life, that hole's just going to be freaking sitting there. It's going to do nothing but grow larger and larger. And the things that you think are filling it is like throwing sand into a bottomless pit. It'll never fill.
True that.
Well, that's where pride comes from. That's why I'm getting into the topic of pride, my friend. Why I'm talking about pride is these people are full of themselves. Why do you think they do it? Because they're so proud to an extent where they think they can do no wrong, or they think their actions are just normal, or they realize they're not normal, but they're just going to keep pursuing it.
Those people don't even listen, man. Those people
They say it's a hobby, but they say it's a hobby, or they say, "Oh, we don't care." Exactly. That's why I'm bringing up the world.
They don't listen because their brains are broken.
Into it. Exactly. But now they're in too deep. Exactly. Like I said, that's what the world does. The world just keeps telling us, go after this, go after this. This will fulfill you. This will make you friends. It'll get you joy. It'll bring you community rather than actually helping them. And the thing is, that builds the pride in your heart to continue to fester. That's why I'm bringing in pride. That's why I'm saying all this. Because the thing is, all these people's pride is holding them back from reality and holding them back from God and from improving themselves at all. That's the thing. These people keep getting fed. Their pride keeps constantly being fed rather than their spirit. So they keep thinking they're their own gods. They keep thinking they can be whatever the hell. Meanwhile, they're destroying themselves. That's why we need to explain. This haughtiness of themselves is just going to make them fall. Pride, I said in Proverbs 16:18, pride goes before destruction and a haughty spirit before a fall.
I can't read.
Well, I just read it for you, my friend. And pretty much that's what's happening. These people are so prideful, they think they're doing nothing wrong because no one tells them that they're doing anything wrong. Or they're in too deep to try and escape it. And it's sad. And luckily, some people are recognizing it, but the moment you step away, you can't help them. That's why when we see someone struggling, we have to explain to them, hey, we want to help you. We see what your problem is. We want to do something to improve your life. How about you let us in and explain things so that we can help you improve yourself rather than stay stuck in this cycle of dressing up as a wacky animal and making a joke out of yourself. You can be a lot more than just a simple joke. You can be a lot better than just a silly crap they keep indulging in. There's a lot more to life than this stupid stuff. Alright. Alright. Yeah, I noticed that. Gotcha. Damn. Listen, I'm just tired of the dying. That's how I feel towards all this. Ah. I'm just saying at our current point, I'm just tired of seeing people just keep dying.
I'm tired of people becoming more fucking stupid.
That's true. That's true too. But
See,
I'm
people
more,
are trying to be like me. Stupid. But I'm the funny kind of stupid.
you're a goofy goober. A
At
lot
least
of
I
people
think
are
so.
just general goobers. They're not improving themselves. Constantly just keep living in trash.
I mean, I
It
know I'm
doesn't matter,
improving in brain damage.
I guess. But truth is these people just keep giving in, keep existing without any purpose or anything. They just think they just keep bouncing. They keep giving in to this same thing that isn't fulfilling them, but they keep thinking, oh, if I keep at it, it'll eventually fulfill me. I have a sense of community here, but that community may be slowly destroying you. It's destroying your soul. People can think, oh, it's just harmless fun, but when it's calling you to do weird things that just go against general morality or make you look like a clown, make you an ass out of yourself. And when these things come up in your history, you're gonna eventually regret them. And people say, oh, it's normal to have regrets. Yes, it is. But just because you have regrets doesn't mean you can't avoid certain things which are going to make you regret things. sad. It's stupid.
Bangladesh. That does in the book. Oh, well, they're from Vatican. Why didn't you ask me where they're from? You already knew.
What do you mean by Lutheran?
Fucking stupid. Yeah, Christianity, Vatican.
Yeah, that means you can. That's either Catholic. Lutheran is different. Lutheran also has a bit of a saints involved, but the saints are mostly Catholic and Orthodox. Lutherans are more Protestant in nature. Huh? Think of it this way, right? Not all Christians are Catholic, but all Catholics are Christian. All Lutherans aren't Catholic. No, Christians aren't Lutheran. Lutherans are still Christian. You know what I mean? No, they still are. Lutherans are still Christian. But when you reach a point of progressive Christianity, oh, now this is what I have to say. Pretty much, these are heretical churches. Right? They think, oh, we're just trying to get with the times. The thing about God's word is that it doesn't change. Times change, but God doesn't. He stays the same. And people might not like that. They might not agree with that. But that's how it works. You're supposed to change for God. God isn't.
Because I'm not from Vatican.
No, it doesn't matter if you're Catholic, Lutheran, Protestant, Orthodox. Doesn't matter as long as you're not Mormon or something. That's a completely different religion at this point. I think I said this in the last episode, talking about Mormonism a little bit.
Maybe, I don't remember.
But yeah, we were talking about that. As long as you're not that. Yeah, they don't. Just because you're nice doesn't make you a Christian. That's just how it is. Just because you think you're Christian doesn't make you a Christian. If you don't actually follow what it says, that means, oh, you're just following inaccuracies. Doesn't make you necessarily not a Christian, but it means you got some inaccuracies and you don't know what you're doing. There's certain aspects of Christianity that if you actually care about your faith, you shouldn't be agreeing with them. Like, these progressive churches, right? They can't even call themselves a church anymore. Because they're telling people to live in their pride, live in their sins. If you are an affirming, prideful church, if you're going to affirm this crap, you can't call yourself a church because you're literally agreeing with a movement called the Pride Movement. What is the biggest sin that I just explained? Pride. If you are going to tell people to live in their sin rather than turn from it, how are you a church? How do you classify yourselves as a church? Granted, right, you shouldn't be constantly, telling people about sin. You should be telling people, hey, Christ died on the cross for your sins and such, and you're saved. But at the same time, that's pretty much, it's important to recognize our sin is still bad. But we can turn from it. Of course, we all do bad things. It's just how it works. But these progressive churches, they don't fit. They can't call themselves Christian because it's inaccurate. Some of them don't even agree with the resurrection. Some of them think, oh, it's just a metaphorical thing or it didn't actually happen. Then you're not a Christian church. Then you're just trying to use God for your own purposes. And that's not Christianity. That's called you making up a God in your mind. It's not how it works. Now, I'm not saying that you can't have different ideals. Of course people can have different ideas. But what I'm saying is Christianity is so much more than just be a good person. There's so much more to it than that people don't realize. And it's kind of silly that a lot of people just claim to be Christian, but when you ask them basic questions, they say no. Basic questions that should be a yes answer, like, do you believe what the Bible says? And people say no after they say, you ask them, are you a Christian? And they say yes. And then it's ironic. You can't
The
just
world
say
isn't
that.
that simple as it used to be.
Huh?
I said the world isn't that as simple as it used to be.
Exactly.
They be putting computers in my keys.
That is true. I just got an AC unit for my room the other day. Thing's practically got a computer in it. I have the remote for it in my hand. This thing looks almost like the same thing as my smartphone. Almost. This thing's got an LCD screen better than my lights. It's crazy.
True, but the thing is, most things are getting more complicated, especially for my freaking head.
It's just too much.
There's too much buttons. For example, my mom bought a Santa Fe. That thing runs like a freaking AI machine.
It's absurd.
With so many necessities in the car, it just makes my head hurt. To the point where I'm gonna have to get more brain damage.
Damn.
I don't like hot dogs. They make my stomach woozy.
Oh.
Hot dog for breakfast. That's like saying have nuts and bolts for breakfast. What is that? What the hell type of breakfast is that?
It's
I want a
not.
hot dog for breakfast.
You can't eat a hot dog for breakfast. You eat that for lunch or dinner. Sometimes I wake up past noon, so I will have like a meal, like not breakfast food, but like a meal for like when I first wake up. But that's different.
I'd rather eat some freaking mushrooms than some freaking hot dogs.
I eat mushrooms.
Doesn't that make your head woozy?
You got portobellos and you got freaking the other type of mushrooms and stuff. Shiitake, you can eat certain types of mushrooms. They actually add some flavor or texture to your food. You can eat them, but there's also psychedelics. Those I do not recommend unless you're experimenting.
Are you sure? Because the last time I went to Alabama, some family kept sticking their cars inside their garages.
What?
You know what I mean. I'm not going towards the, exact detail of what they do in Alabama, but I know it's not great.
Well, they be doing this sometimes.
Let me just say this: they be doing the boing boing boing, the boing boing.
Alright, language. Quiet it down, guys. Come on. Alright. How long have we been sitting around this fire for?
We've been sitting around. My feet are getting hot, and there's splinters in them. I can't feel the freaking legs because spring over here. Some freaking doofus is driving a car, and now he turned me into Joe Swatson.
Yeah. Alright, I guess by the time we get back, you're gonna be in a wheelchair, I guess, rather than on that toilet there.
Oh, I need some freaking crutches.
We'll get you crutches.
Or if I can't do this type of stuff with you guys, might as well get my smart bud. Apparently he's a smarty pants.
We'll see what we can do for you,
That
Grant.
was Jeremy. I don't know. I think he's in the Marines. He's out there somewhere. He's not in the base though.
Alright. So we'll hook you up, Grats. Don't worry about it.
He's my cousin. He's wearing the same uniform as me, but more detailed.
Oh, the guy in the corner?
No, he's not even here. He's somewhere out there in like one of the buildings.
He's napping right next to you,
No,
Goober.
my cousin Jeremy. He's not at the base. We haven't even found him yet. He's missing. Freaking
Okay.
Loys. What the hell?
Alright, I usually leave base camp for a couple hours every day. Make sure we're
Find him.
set. Get supplies. I'll look
Still
for him
owes
if
me
he's
like
around.
$20.
Your cousin's been missing for like a year, and you're wondering where. You're worried about his $20?
Yeah.
That's greedy, man. You can't think of it that way, brother. That's your cousin.
Look, fucker, I'm
Family.
broke. That motherfucker made me broke.
I'll spot you $20 then if you
I
need it.
had 20 cents before. He
Huh?
took all my 20s. He owes me some freaking marbles too. I hope he finds some marbles, some zombie freaking corpse, and he owes me some fruity puffs.
I'll get you all that before you freaking go demonizing your cousin.
No,
I get it. You screwed you over. I've been screwed over like that too, my friend. I get it. I've been screwed over by that too. My uncle, per se. When my father died, my uncle robbed me blind. There's two people in this world that I hate. One chick from Texas and my uncle Gary. Chick from Texas messed me up for like 6 months, and then my uncle Gary robbed me blind when my father died. Stole all his crap from me. First of all, my dad didn't have a will. So, frankly, first to kin, but since I was a minor at the time, he was like, oh, he can't get nothing because he's a minor. And I'm like, that's a lie. We did the research. It's mega lie. And he freaking made my dad's death certificate because he filled out most of it. Made it the most demeaning shit you could ever say about your own brother humanly possible.
What the fuck?
Pretty
Man?
much.
That sounds
My dad lived a pretty... Sure, he dealt with some stuff when he died, but he had more than just disabled. He wasn't a disabled man for most of his life. He just had some severe mental issues after a certain point. My uncle demeaned him to just that. Instead of portable crematory. He went into, he smoked a lot, like a crazy amount. Like every day was almost like 2 packs of cigarettes a day.
like a diesel engine.
Yeah, pretty much. So, he had to go in for a quadruple bypass, and, complications arose. Went into a coma, woke up, back into a coma, and never came out. And also, thinking back, they told us about stuff for like a week, so I think some of it was like a week after he died, and then they told us he died. And over that course of time, they were giving us different details, so they might have lied about that. Maybe it was just questionable stuff. Maybe it was just he died like that day. Maybe it was just complications immediately. I think I was being taken for a ride that whole time. That's what pissed me off. Because I know my dad wasn't around for a few years, but just to be cheated out of that just messes with my head a lot. But hey,
Man,
made me the man I am today, so what can I say?
My Uncle Bobby was hit by a car.
That sucks.
Yeah.
It went through a lot of loss, my friend.
He was born last week.
What?
Yeah.
Wait, your uncle Bobby?
Yeah.
But he was born last week.
He wasn't very smart. He would always
He was
snort.
born last week. How does that work?
He would always snort. Yeah,
Yeah.
he shot a cough with a Nerf gun and he shot him with an RPG.
You know something funny? There was a guy who I knew, and he was in the news, I think, last night or the night before. I got my days mixed up a little bit. And, he was in the news for a DUI. He had his kid in the car, and he ran from the cops. I knew the guy, too. It was hysterical. The guy wasn't shop still in the shed, though.
Are you sure you're not talking about my Uncle Bobby?
Nah, the guy's name was Dennis.
Oh, well, Uncle Bobby did the same thing, except he threw a piece of metal at the officer and then he drove off in a rush and then he hit a pole.
Uncle Bobby isn't real.
Yeah, he is. He's my Uncle Bobby. He got hit by a fucking car by an 18-wheeler. Dude got fucking swamped.
Swamped like from Super Mario Brothers. Those freaking stone guys. Maybe he's having a bad dream. Who knows? He'll probably be fine in the morning. Don't you have a hentai backpack, Spring? That's even bad too. Why the heck do you guys have that?
Yeah, you freaking ding dong.
Disgusting. Come on. I was talking about degeneracy. That's degenerative.
Yeah,
It's
you
literal
guys are freaking
pornography.
greasy, man. You freaking ding dong.
It's a literal pornography you got wearing on your shirt.
Hey, you
It's
freaking
disgusting.
faggot.
You understand what that crap's doing to your mind?
Yeah, you
Not even from a
faggot.
spiritual, sinful aspect. There's so much physically wrong with it. Do you realize
Yeah.
what's going to your view of women?
Can we crucify him?
No. Oh. No, that
Why?
Christianity is also about forgiveness, my friend. We're supposed to love people and tell them, hey, listen, just because you're messing up doesn't mean we're not going to help you. And we definitely, the reason why we have a bad rap is that we were crucifying people. That's why they freaking hate us as Christians. You got to show, hey, we're not going to be agreeing with this freaking newfangled crap. But we're also going to love you and try to tell you, hey, you might not be doing the most correct thing, and we're going to help you turn from it. That's what we should be doing. We shouldn't be, oh, we don't like you, let's fucking shit on you. And that's why so many Christians get a bad rap. It's not how you win. Granted, killing people and, you know, frankly, hurting kids and shit, then, yeah, you have a right to be, you know, thrown under the prison. Jesus said it himself. If any, hold up, let me pull this verse up again. I have to take my notes. On verse. Hold up. Guys, Spring, shut up. I was in the middle of a point. But in Matthew 18:6, but whoever causes one of these little ones who believe and may sin, it would be better for him to have a great millstone fastened around his neck and be drowned to the depth of the sea. Frankly, this point, right, we can forgive everyone, but if you're hurting kids and causing horrific things like that, that's horrifying. You don't do things like that, not to kids.
That's
Not
called
to
being
people.
a bitch.
Frankly, yeah, I'd say those are the only people we're allowed.
Protesting involving kids.
Even people, I think even Satan looks down upon that. I think he just says, "Frickin' burn them! I don't want them here. Just frickin' annihilate them. They're dead."
If those faggots involve my son, I'm kicking my son.
What?
Yeah, if my son gets involved in that stuff and if he likes it, I'm kicking him.
Oh, if he likes touching kids and shit, yeah, I don't blame you.
No, if he likes those the LGBTQ community, man, they're involving
Oh,
kids.
if he goes along with that, don't kick your kid. Explain to him why it's a problem. If you kick him, that's gonna.
Kick him.
No, you can kick him a little bit. Thing is your best bet, right? The main reason why people don't get behind conservatism and Christianity is that we're horrible at explaining things. A lot of them are. And I don't blame them, right? Not everybody can explain everything perfectly. I don't expect them to. But if you can't even explain why you have your faith, how can you even say you have faith at all? You're just told to believe? That's stupid. I found my belief pretty much. I had guidance to find my belief, but I've mostly had to figure it out on my own. God acted in my life and gave those people into my life to bring me closer to Him, and I appreciate that every single day. That's why I really care about this stuff, because I see it bringing people further away from God and potentially making them not even fear God, not even care about God for their entire lives. And it's sad to see. So I try to stick every day to explain to people why it's important, why these things are causing problems in our society, why some things are impossible, but everything's possible through God. Nothing's impossible with Him. But
Don't act
People-
like Rich. Little fucking retard that has an uncle named Bobby that got ran over by a car.
But even he's here with us, still in our presence. We still got a purpose to be here. So,
He is still
everybody.
my presence. He usually calls me a piece of junk sometimes.
Well, I'm saying you're a cool guy, Gratz. You're fine.
I
It's a
sure hope
gift,
so.
man.
I'm sure people think so.
Gratz, it's a gift to have you here with us, alright?
Sweet.
But,
I want to
Spring, I
find
think,
Jeremy though.
well, we'll take a look for him. Don't worry about it.
Like,
Spring, you think we should finish up for the day? Alrighty, well, that's it from us. And just always remember to ensure productivity, relationship with God, and think you can save yourself. You
make
can't.
sure that your brain
At
is
least
intact.
not alone. What was that?
Make sure that your brain's intact.
That too.
Not like mine. Mine's not intact.
Alright. Well, peacing out from all of us. Have a
See
blessed
ya.
day, my friends.
See ya, motherfucker fuckers.
Alright, Spring. Cutting off.